Hi, everybody. Oh my goodness. Has it not been an emotional free agency season? The new NFL season has started. It's been crazy. It has been crazy. This is probably the most exciting, exhausting free agency season for the NFL in a long time, if not ever. So we got to talk about it because the Steelers started off strong, baby. They were like knocking them out, knocking them dead, and all of a sudden they kind of came to a climax, and then offensively off of a cliff. So we got to talk about that too. So let's do that. Let's start there and work our way down. Let's go. Okay. So first things first, Mitchell Trubisky. Um, I think it's what the Steelers need right now to get offensively going. I've had this debate. I've had this conversation. It took me about 20 minutes once the announcement got made. The 20 minutes after that, I was like, okay, let's do it. This is what we need offensively. He doesn't have to. Well, no one's expecting him to be Ben Roethlisberger. There is no other Ben Roethlisberger. Mitch will be Mitch, and the offense can score. In the first half, we're already ahead of where we were last year. So it doesn't have to be in there and be something magical. Just be good at his game and get out the side the pocket if there's opportunities there. And we sign a center, offensive line guys, because that's what we need. We need to improve on those things. And when you find holes, you use free agency and you use the draft to fill them. So it started off good. Then we got on the defensive side of the ball, we got Mr. Levi over there on that side. I mean, we started to make moves and re-sign my number one guy, Mr. Witherspoon. And, we've started to see some things happening. Unfortunately, there are some guys that did not get signed. There are some guys still waiting. I'm waiting to see where they go. And there's some guys that made it very clear that they're not coming back, and that makes me sad. We did have to release some guys because, it was a money thing. And I'm looking forward to the guys that we did sign. I'm sad to see, one of my top two of the top guys. I'm sad to see go because I was really really high on their energy, and that's Juju and that's Joe Hayden. Joe Hayden actually he doesn't as of right now. I don't think he's signed to another team yet, but he did say on Twitter that he loved the organization X, Y, and Z, right? That those pieces right there were very sad. And this all kind of came, especially Juju announcement came right after the Deshaun Watson announcement that he was going to Cleveland. And that is a debacle all by itself. Because yeah, I'm not even ready to go there yet. That's a whole debacle. But Juju's announcement came probably like 30 minutes after Deshaun's, if 30 minutes. So it was tough, a tough pill to swallow. And man, I'm gonna miss those guys. I really am. So, but moving forward, we gotta just go. We gotta go. We lost Ray McLeod as well. He's going to the 49ers. James Washington, I had a really, really good feeling that he wasn't coming back. He's off to the Cowboys. And so now we're looking at our offense like Deontay Johnson, um, Chase Claypool, Cody White, who else we got? So, and then of course Najee running back. So we Pat Fryermuth, but we gotta kind of get some more offensive weapons. And listen, the Pittsburgh Steelers know how to draft wide receivers. They're really good at it. So I'm not like, oh my gosh, alarmed. But of course, with all the other news going on in the AFC North and all the other movements, not just talking about what the Browns did, but Cincinnati as well, getting fixtures to their offensive line. You are going to hear people saying that the Pittsburgh Steelers are kind of going to be on the bottom of the AFC North. I don't personally think so because they're really good at drafting. But when you have those holes there and they're not filled, that's what people are going to talk about. They're going to talk about what you don't have and how whatever you do have is not good enough to beat what everyone else has already. So I get it, but look, it's still early as far as putting a finished, polished product team together. So we have time to fill those holes, and we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. right? So we can go ahead and start talking about the Cleveland Browns. Let's do that real quick. So Cleveland, oh my gosh, this was, my dream was for him, like, legal stuff aside, the dream was Deshaun Watson come to the Pittsburgh Steelers, be an awesome quarterback for them, whatever. Um, Legal stuff aside, like I always say, this it had nothing to do with that. Given what happened a week ago, him not being criminally charged, lots of teams were after them. Pittsburgh was not one of those teams. Them being the frugal organization that I know them to be, I know better. I know better, right? I know they're not going to give up all of that for one player. That's just not how they operate. So, um, yeah, so that happened, and really thought. I think everybody thought, the world thought Atlanta was it, because it was a team Watson reached out to personally, and got the response, and they were moving pieces, and they were moving like they were restructuring contracts. So were the Saints. I mean, there was a lot of moving pieces to get Deshaun Watson. Um, I had people telling me, like, this is it. That's pretty much what's happening. And so, once they told Cleveland, like, nah, we're not, and thank you, but no thank you, we're going to proceed, with these other two offers. The relationship with Cleveland and Baker Mayfield, that was sour. It went south. Okay. And as it should have, because, I'm a guy that came in here. If I'm Baker Mayfield, I'm a guy that came in here and not 100%, but still tried to give you as much as I could to make this team successful. Um, you know, and for whatever reason, you could blame it all on Baker if you want to. It's Cleveland Browns, so I'm not going to put it all on Baker Mayfield. I know it sounds easy to. It's probably the easiest thing to do, but I won't. I'm not going to do that because the Cleveland Browns organization is who they are, period. So, they, after they got turned down by Deshaun, they tried to go back to Baker and like, hey, buddy, what's up? What's good? You ready to come home now? Like your locker, everything's waiting for you. Ready to come back home? And Baker's like, nah, y'all don't even want me. Matter of fact, I don't even want to be there no more. Trade me. And they're like, no, 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 no. We're not doing that. Like, haha, we was just playing. He like, nah, trade me. I don't want to be there no more. And I think he has a right to feel that way. I don't see why not. Like, you're not loyal to me. I don't got to be loyal to you. Let's move on. Let's figure out a way to move on respectfully. So they weren't trying to honor that man a trade. And so they were like, you know what? Okay, we're screwed. So let's figure something out. So they said, you know what? Let's throw everything at Deshaun. Let's throw all the money. Let's gather up a pot of money. You give me 50, you give me 25 out of there. We take all these millions and we tell him he can have all of it guaranteed. Because this is all we got. And that's what happened. I wasn't there, but that's pretty much my story, and I'm sticking to it. They clumped all this money up and packaged it up and said, here, Deshaun, you can have $230 million guaranteed. 5 years, come over here and play with us. We got all these pieces together. We got the most complete team. You won't have to go through a rebuild. We got everything. Look, we got an offensive line for you. Look at this. Ooh. We got this running back. We got 2 running backs. Look at this. We got a defense. Look at this. You see this man over here? We got all this. And we just got Amari Cooper for nothing. Yeah. So, yeah, they packaged all that up and, $230 million guaranteed. How could you say no? How could you say no? But I will say this. I don't know too many quarterbacks that stayed in Cleveland for 5 years. Yeah. Name the last one. They've had several. Name the last one that stayed in Cleveland for 5 years. That organization is a dumpster fire. It's a dumpster fire. You can ask everyone that's been through there. Look what's happening to Baker Mayfield. Look what's happened to the quarterbacks before Baker Mayfield. I don't care where they came from. It's a dumpster fire. Anyway, and now they have to deal with everything that comes with having a Deshaun Watson. You knew that was, going to be a big deal. But let me tell you, as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan that had to listen to all the crazy sounds and things that came out of Cleveland about my quarterback, it's going to be interesting how they respond to that, because it's coming. It's coming. It's coming with Deshaun Watson. It's the nature of the beast. And that's another reason why the Pittsburgh Steelers probably didn't want to touch him. And I understand it. I'm not against that. I could perfectly understand that. I get it. So now the Cleveland Browns have to deal with it. They have to deal with, their fan base reaction to it. They have to deal with what is this going to cost them in the long run of not being able to secure decent freaking players because you're paying your quarterback all the money you're paying him. I don't care if it's happening later down the line, but it's Cleveland. I don't want anybody to go there. Like, I don't. I don't respect the organization. I think it's trash. I think they got a lot of growth to do. They need a whole revamp, burn it down, and build it back up, because it's trash. It's a trash organization, and they treat people like trash. Sorry. That's how I feel about Cleveland. I don't know what else to say. Good luck to you, Deshaun. You should have picked somewhere else. You should have. That's it. Like, I'm not saying this as a hater. I'm just saying it just as an organization. I'm not with it. I'm not with them. I don't respect them. So we'll see what happens. They'll probably win some football games. He may or may not face suspensions. I don't know. But we know how the NFL feels about women, and how you treat women. But if you bet and you compromise the integrity of the game in that way, you in some trouble. So he may get suspended for a few games. He may not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Cleveland has a lot to deal with, and their home base is going to be one of them. And then retaining great players is going to be second. But we'll see how long it lasts. It ain't going to last 5 years. I'll tell you that. I'm telling you what I know. It ain't lasting 5 years. Let's move on. With all that said, Atlanta just put themselves in a predicament as well. Like, you gonna go to Matt Ryan and say, "Hey, man, what's up? Yeah, we held back the $7.5 million or $7+ million we were supposed to pay you last week. Yeah, man. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and trade you to the Colts. Yeah, man. Like, nothing personal. It's just time." And I ain't gonna lie, after you stir up all that up with Deshaun Watson, you need to go ahead. I've been saying it all day. Rip the Band-Aid off and just go on about your business. Move on. Because, Matt Ryan is a 36-year-old quarterback. If you're gonna be in this hole and you don't have the receiver you thought was gonna come in and be spectacular after missing so much last season, it's just kind of time for you guys to figure that out and maybe go a different direction while you have the opportunity, because you were going to pay him a lot of money. So he's off to Indy. Baker's still going to be going somewhere. There's a hole in Carolina. There's a hole in Seattle. Now the hole in Indy is filled. So it's going to be interesting. The Saints also have a hole. So we'll see what happens. There's still some moves to be made. There's still the 49er fans are still shopping around Jimmy Garoppolo because they want to get rid of him so bad. So there's that guy still out there. And then there's the draft. Everybody is still talking very highly about Malik Willis. So we'll see where he goes. Pittsburgh's Pro Day is this week, and everybody still has googly eyes when it comes to Kenny Pickett. So we will see. We'll see what happens. We'll see where things lead. I'm still optimistic that we're still going to grab somebody else for the quarterback position going into camp. Will it be in the first round of the draft? I don't know now. I really don't know. Maybe. We'll see what happens. But there's so much happening. There's so many moving parts. There are a lot of teams. There are teams that aren't doing anything. And, I don't know what Dallas got going on. Like, yeah. I mean, I didn't expect the Steelers to do this much because we're not we don't really do a whole lot in free agency now. So for us to make all these moves, it was exciting. It was nice to see. But it was also sad to see some of these guys go. Ugh, like it was bad. It was tough. I'm doing well. I'm doing better than I thought I would because it was over the weekend, so I was able to stay busy and keep my mind off of it. But it's still tragic. Still tragic. But we got more moves to make, man. It's a bunch of pro days and the draft's at the end of April. So the picture will be getting a little bit clearer now. Some of the positions I know they should be looking at is definitely another corner and definitely at the safety position and wide receivers. We still haven't we didn't sign anybody at running back yet, so we definitely need a backup for Naj. And then some more line guys, Got to get that depth. But yeah, we'll see what happens. And I want to thank everybody that's been showing me love here and via Twitter and everywhere. I really appreciate it. We're growing every single week. So thank you so much. I will check you later because you never know what's going to happen. So I might have to hop back on here and give another update and give another opinion about something else crazy that's happening. But 5 years, Deshaun Watson, that is not going to last. Mark my words. I will be shocked if it does, but I don't think it's going to last. All right, y'all. I will see you next time. Stay safe. See ya. Bye. I don't know why I'm so silly. Why am I so